Hi, I'm Cherylin, and this is my story. My long-held heart's desire has been to see God use my life in whatever way He would choose. And I really strongly desired to make a big impact in the lives of others for Him. But never in my wildest dreams did I think He would use testing and hardship to bring about His purpose. 6 years ago, my husband of 18 years announced that he wanted a divorce. And hearing those words just shattered my life. I had moments of deep, dark despair in which I suffered just deep, intimate rejection in the deepest possible way. And it ushered in a loss of identity. Who am I? Where do I belong? Who am I as a woman? And will I even survive this? And I took big losses financially. I lost friendships, and I lost time with my husband's family. I knew that God had a call in my life from many years ago, but that call had really gone dormant. I cried out to the Lord and I said, Lord, not this way, not this way. And I heard the Lord say to me one time, Cherylin, do you trust me? And I literally yelled back, no, I don't trust, but please help my unbelief. And so many times in this, I would hear Him whisper, Cherylin, I know the plans I have for you. A plan to prosper you and not to harm you. A plan for your future and a plan for hope. So in the pain and in the loss, I began to see God prosper me. He prospered me with a new level of intimacy and maturity with Him. And I also experienced the heart of the Lord and how He took care of all of my needs. And He began to reveal to me a new vision and direction for ministry as I began to see God use my story in the lives of others. And He also rewarded me with growing relationships with my 3 daughters as I've begun to see them seek after the heart of the Lord for themselves. This last year, not by accident, I studied the book of Genesis. And in Genesis, the story that resonated most with me was the story of Joseph, because I could identify with his life. Joseph had suffered many years at the hands of others. And towards the end of the story, he said that God prospered him in the land of his suffering, because he was able to see that through all the suffering and all the testing that God used that time to teach him and to refine him so that he could be a blessing to many other people. I didn't want this for my story. I didn't ask for it, but in a miraculous way, I wouldn't change it. In the Lord's sweet way, all that I had experienced in the loss of my marriage and seeing firsthand how God took care of me and all of my needs, He used that time to prepare me for the next chapter in my story. Last May, I was given the diagnosis of breast cancer, and hearing that word cancer associated with my name was astounding. There's just no way to prepare for it. I had no family history, no warning, just a routine mammogram. I struggled severely with my treatment choices and finally chose surgery and anticipated radiation for 6 weeks would soon follow. But after the surgery, I got the disappointing news that my margins were not clear of cancer and that a different route would have to be taken. So those new decisions then meant severe loss for me personally, and that my body would never be the same. But the good thing was that there would only be a 1% chance that the cancer would return without putting my body through radiation and 5 years of unwanted drugs. The cancer has brought deep personal loss for me to grieve on top of the deep personal loss of my marriage. And it has led me to ask the Lord, really? Do you really want me to go through this too? Do you really do all things for my good? And can you really take this too and turn it into something beautiful? I believe confidently that this too is meant for my good and not for my harm. It is meant to refine me and to prosper me as the years of testing prospered Joseph. My hope is that as I move through this next chapter of my life, I will see once again God's good and faithful provision for me, and by it, I will be transformed into a woman more beautiful than ever, a beauty that doesn't fade with cancer or with age, but blossoms with an ever-increasing likeness of my Lord Jesus Christ.